Bobcat Nation, it's time for another Coach's Corner. I got a fresh face on the Coach's Corner. Look who I found. It's head coach Mo Smith from the women's basketball program. Thanks for being with us, Mo.
Hey, thank you, Al. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we got the first one for women's basketball, and let's take a look at things coming up. How'd the preseason go? What new players do you think are going to have a good impact for you?
Well, preseason went well. I thought the ladies did a terrific job getting themselves in shape and working hard through the preseason. It was quite a difference from our, for our newcomers. They didn't know what to expect, and we kind of raised it another level with our preseason strength and conditioning this year, and it went well. We thought that they did a great job preparing themselves and working hard in the preseason. As far as players giving us the biggest impact for this year, we feel like our returners, we're expecting a good bit out of our returners with Shamir, Dominique, Tamisha Law, with those girls, with their experience and everything, and kind of the battles they went through in the past, and all the games under their belt, in the Peach Belt. We feel like that, they should have an upper hand and bring that experience and help us out on the basketball court this year.
Okay, well, how about the newbies? Anybody going to make an impact from being a new player, first-year player for us?
I think the biggest impact would probably be our point guard, Charisma Boykin, Jacksonville State point guard, transfer. She brings a lot of energy. She handles the ball well. She gets out in transition. She's our best on-ball defender. It's kind of like a water bug, which that's what we want out of our point guard. And she's doing a great job so far, and we're happy to have her. Yanga, the junior college transfer from Santa Fe, she's bringing energy, hustle, defense, rebounding. We're looking for her to come off the bench and just kind of give us that extra level of play when we need it at times. Our freshmen are, not your typical freshmen. They're kind of forced to play, which, they're handling it pretty well. They're handling it pretty well. Krista Lewis and Abby Slocum right now, they're playing a lot of minutes in the post for us, and, we're expecting for them to play a lot, and for us to be successful, they're going to have to step in and play a good bit, and they're doing a good job so far.
Well, talk to me a little bit about the new role. You just went through your first preseason as the boss man instead of the assistant. What's the difference between the two there?
Well, I tell you, it's different when it's your program. I guess the biggest thing is a greater sense of ownership now. Not to say that I wasn't, I didn't have that sense of ownership when I was an assistant, but it's different when you're, I guess, calling the shots. It's easy to give an opinion as an assistant, and it's a good thing that those opinions weren't decisions when I was an assistant, because I learned a lot as an assistant. But right now, the biggest thing is having to make those decisions. Have to make those decisions on the fly. Have to make those decisions, just thinking team-wise, program-wise, which is challenging at times. But what is, it just comes with the territory, and it allows me to grow as a head coach, which I'm having fun doing.
All right. Well, we had that exhibition a week ago at Mercer, and then you took it to a D1 program, beat them by 10 points. How'd you do it?
Well, I tell you, I thought that our ladies came out ready to play. I thought the effort was good. They were excited. They were kind of, just waiting to bust out the seams and play, which we wanted. And bottom line, I thought we were prepared to play. And just the effort, the concentration. I thought we kind of won the loose ball battle, where we were getting those rebounds, the loose balls, and that kind of made up for our lack of execution on defense sometimes, lack of execution on offense, and that's what you need, and that's what we constantly try to harp on as a team. When things are not working well on the offensive end, defensive end, the effort area should always remain the same, at a high level. And I thought we did that against the Mercer team, and Mercer is a good team, good young team, talented team. I think they'll be very good in the future. And I think we just capitalized a lot of on their mistakes. We just capitalized off a lot of their mistakes.
Well, the season starts in proper tomorrow. That's going to be Friday. Going to head to Anderson University. Now, Anderson's got a little bit of change for them, changing to a new conference. They moved from the Conference Carolinas to the South Atlantic Conference. Haven't played them a whole lot. I think just 4 times in university history. What do you know about Anderson? What do you think they're going to bring to the table tomorrow night?
Well, I'll tell you, Anderson has always been a disciplined team, fundamentally sound. They have high percentage players. They run a lot of sets. They run their stuff well. When I was an assistant, we played Anderson, I think 3 years ago. The year we went to the Sweet 16, and they beat us up there at their place. It's a tough place to play in. I tell you, they're coached very well. He does a great job with them up there. And I tell you, we're just going to have to come ready to play. We have to be alert on defense, you know, talking, communicating. They're a disciplined team. They like to score a lot out of their half-court sets, and you know, like to switch it up on defense a little bit. So we're going to have to be able to knock down shots and be prepared just to execute offensively and defensively.
Okay, we'll look for that tomorrow. That's going to be Friday, and as the Bobcats head up to South Carolina, if you can't make the trip, as always, it'll be broadcast on the home team networks, Country 102 and WKZR there, as well as 1450 AM. So find Chandler Lee and the gang with the broadcast on the internet or on the radio dial if you can't make the trip. Also, we're going to start our home season next Wednesday. The Bobcat women take on USC Aiken at 5:30. That's going to be on the 17th of November right here in the Centennial Center. We hope to see you then. Thanks for your time, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
Hey, thank you, Al.